I'm not exaggerating. In my 25-gallon sprayer, I might have had quarter gallon of residual synthetic that I had in there from doing my yard. It was probably in there in the tank for about a month. And I was like, well, I'm going to dilute it with 25 gallons of water and a gallon of fish. So,
and it was what, a synthetic nitrogen?
It was synthetic 1255. Didn't think anything of it. Dumped it in, mixed it up, went out there, was spreading it with my son. Super, I'm like, okay, sweet. This is going to look good. 2 days later, I go back out there to see what happened. It looked like I just ripped it with Glide, off the charts. And I was like, oh no, what happened?
Well, first you texted me, you're like, hey, I sprayed the fish fertilizer, my food plot died. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, we made it so you cannot kill anything with it. What are you talking about?
And basically what Al said is, because there was even a minuscule amount of that in there, he said basically that residual that sits in your tank goes through some sort of chemical reaction that accelerates that nitrogen. The way I see it is it created this atomic bomb in there, and then mixing it with the fish, he said the humics and a couple other things just kind of made it like an accelerant, and then got leaf burn real bad.
Welcome to the Habitat Podcast, the podcast for wildlife habitat management, hunting strategy, and land stewardship. And now, your host, Jared Van Hees.
Welcome to the Habitat Podcast.
I'm your host, Jared Van Hees, and we're here for another episode of the Habitat Podcast. Guys, less than a month away till deer season here in Michigan, Iowa, Indiana. I know Minnesota, you guys got a little earlier. Nebraska, I think they're already kicking off. Based on what I saw at Latitude Outdoors Instagram today, they've already killed a couple bucks out there. We are back. We are here with my good buddies in the HP crew, Andy Hutchins, Deer Camp Podcast, co-host of the Habitat Podcast. We are also here with Matt Zahl, HP crew out of West Michigan. We're excited, guys. Food plots are in. Bucks are shedding velvet, and we're here to talk about it. Thanks for coming. Good luck finishing up your plots and your stand prep, blind prep. We'll see you back here next week, the Habitat Podcast.
So Andy and I are sitting here lamenting about our shitty week we've had, and then Matt's over there sitting in a blind coyote hunting tonight.
Hey,
a little bit jealous, Matt.
Well, it wasn't planned, but they started daylighting and threatening my chickens. The neighbor actually shot tonight up the road. She texted me, just missed him. He came in yesterday during the daylight, stalked up into her donkey pen and chickens, and then she scared him off before she could get the rifle. And she says she's been sitting for the first hour and a half of the day and the last hour and a half at night. And I'm sitting out there, and all of a sudden, and I'm like, text her, did you get him? Nope, missed. Then I hear a shot 20 minutes later. I was like, he come back? And she goes, no, I had to make sure my rifle was on. She goes, I just messed up.
Oh, that thing's got to die then.
Oh yeah, there's two of them running around, but the one was running around my house today at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Are you in a blind right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I actually bailed out of there.
He has a couch and a drywall wall in his deer house.
To me it looks like it's a white background, not like an imposed white background.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
No,
but yeah,
this is up in the loft right now. This winter's project is going to be to get it all finished up and all the trim, and then get the pallet boards up on the wall and the rusted out tin, and hang some deer horns and turkey spurs and call it home.
Oh yeah. You laugh though, Jared. I had a buddy that had a couch in a deer blind. No shit. There actually was a love seat. He took the cushion, he built it high up off the ground, and it was used the cushions off a love seat, but you could sleep in it and all that good shit.
You know what? I'm not laughing at that. I'm just planning my next deer blind.
Dude. That you can sleep in that Titan. It's big enough.
You know what? That's on my list of stuff to do yet. And it's, we're less than a month away, and that blind is still sitting in the parking lot from where it was sitting the Habitat Day.
I expect nothing less, Jared. Nothing less.
I'm supposed to get it out Sunday, but my guy who's going to help me with the skid steer, who was there during the Habitat Day, he's going to be gone. So maybe next week. I do, I guess, kind of get right into projects. I do have an excavator coming on Sunday to dig my culvert holes that Matt and I
Okay.
plan to put in the culverts, and then hopefully dig out that retention pond, which is kind of where we did that hinge cutting at the very last moment, that low spot. If he's
Yep.
got time, I want to dig that out, be able to hold some more water before it hits the culverts. Yeah, so Sunday I'll be out there bright and early. I'll hopefully be hanging a couple climbing sticks for some latitude saddle spots while he's maybe doing some digging, or maybe after he's done. But yeah, I'm not ready yet, guys. That's what I'm getting at.
Gotcha. I'm not. I mean, I'm ready-ish. Ready-ish.
Okay. Well, you got your new blind. We both bought those blinds, and you got yours.
Yep.
You moved around a couple blinds, I think, right?
I moved everything. There is not a blind in the same spot than there was on the farm. I took
Really?
the redneck that sat up there in the middle on the tree line.
Yep.
That got moved down to the kids' plot. I took the banks that was in the kids' plot and I put that in the swamp. And then I put the new one up just inside the big field. So that'll be like the gun spot, family spot. Instead of having to go all the way through everything, now you literally pop out of the barn and get the blind.
Nice.
Taking a page out of my book.
Yeah, dude, that is 100% where I got the idea from. 100%. I was like, dude, this is too easy. I'm gonna plant some Miscanthus to make myself a little thing for next year and be good to go.
But speaking of Miscanthus, I was super happy with that first year. That stuff is most of it's like 5-6 feet tall.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
My switchgrass this year took off finally. Like I didn't think it was going to at all because I literally just went and spread it, frost seeded it like 2 years ago. Like just no prep, no nothing, just frost seeded it. And I thought it all died. And I got like nice clumps of like clumpy patches and probably 3/4 of where I planted it.
Nice.
Yeah, it blew my mind that it actually worked. So maybe these apple trees I just planted will survive even. We'll see.
Andy, you're killing it, man. Get out of here. You're killing it. You're going to kill a booner this year out there.
I'm probably going to end up having to go work all fall is what'll end up happening.
the way things are going, Matt, what did you tell us about that blind setup you were in tonight? Because I know you got, a big weekend coming up, and then you were out in the woods prior to the weekend. What are you doing, stinking the whole place up?
I wasn't stinking it. That's why the blind is where it is. It's so close to the house. It's probably from the corner of my house, probably less than 100 yards.
Wow.
And I have a big berm that I built up from the orchard, the fruit tree orchard that I put in over there. So that started my screen. And then I put Norways on both sides of it. And then I planted a row of Miscanthus this year that goes up the trail once I get off my yard. And it goes up to the front of the blind and then it wraps it around. So it'll be encased in Miscanthus all the way up to the 12-foot platform. So in theory, I should be able to sneak out there even if there's deer in the orchard. And at least I'll see them before they see me, hopefully, because I'm walking on grass the whole way. It's not like I'm making any noise. And so close to the house. I mean, if it was a really bad south wind, I probably wouldn't hunt. But I can pretty much hunt it on almost any wind. Those big ones, even if they do come through, they're going to be out in the middle anyways. So they might not come onto the close skidder trail. I mean, they surprised me tonight. He came right by me and I was like, oh shit, look at that.
Yeah. So what happened? You were coyote hunting.
I was sitting out there waiting for that coyote because he came from my neighbor. She said he's heading your way. So I grabbed the 300 blackout and I was sitting out there watching my yard for the chickens, but then also watching out. And then my camera went off and I looked and it was like, oh, that's the one over to the left over there. And I looked over and I see this big wide rack sticking out there. And I was like, oh shit, this wasn't supposed to happen. And so I got to look at him and another smaller, probably 2.5-year-old 8 that came with them. And they fed right down the clover and chicory, fed in front of me for like 15 minutes, then worked off into the thicket. And I just watched them in there and they were just munching on browse and early growth. And they spent probably damn near an hour out in that middle because as soon as they were out of sight, I was like, I don't want to bugger anything. So I snuck out with them like 50-60 yards away in the thick stuff. And then I went back to the house and I was watching some NFL pregame stuff. And then I had my camera go off on the other side in a little pinch, and sure enough, they funneled their way through, and then they're making their way into the swamp and doing what they should be doing. I only wish it was like a week from now.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is bulletproof access. Good job, buddy.
I didn't realize it was going to work as good as it is now, but now that the logging's going on, this will be year 4, and it's nasty out there in the middle.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was nasty. It was nasty. What, year and a half ago or a year ago?
Yeah.
Year and a half. Whenever we planted those trees,
it's getting just downright. I'm going to have to go in there and actually cut some of those ash that are coming up. There's a couple spots that are getting too thick, and they're too big a diameter right now. So I'm going to have to actually do some cutting in there this winter.
Ash or aspen?
Ash.
You got ash coming up?
Mm-hmm. Crap. There's some of them are 20 foot tall.
No shit.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Nothing like a good piece of ash.
That's right. Everybody loves that.
I have a bunch of ash on the 40 coming up too. How far were those bucks?
30 yards.
Woo. Do you have in velvet still or no?
And well, the big one, he has, let's see, it would be his right brow tine. I could see it was real red and shiny and stuff. And you could tell he's kind of half through his summer coat going into winter coat. So he's all blotchy and stuff, but you could see his velvet just getting like dried up. Like, so I would imagine he's probably close. The next time I see him, he's going to be either half out of it or all the way out of it.
Wow, man. Have a big velvet 8-point at 30 yards a couple weeks before season. I don't know if it gets much better than that on a Thursday night.
No.
How often are you seeing him?
He was away for about 10 days, but the last 4 days he's been there daily. So I'm hoping he sticks to that pattern until next set.
That'd be about perfect.
That would be. I mean, if he did what he did tonight, Aiden would have dropped him right on the skidder trail.
So that's the youth hunt coming up next weekend. Okay, so, is he betting on you? Do you think?
I think if he's betting, he's either betting in 2 spots where I don't have a camera like right in his bedroom, but I have 3 primary like doe bedding areas that I've been working on. And then I have 2 isolated buck beds that are separated by probably 350, 400 yards from each other. So they're a good ways away, but they're only a spot that a buck would want to bed. The one is on this little clump in the middle of on the edge of the hemlock swamp. I hinge cut a bunch of stuff around it, high hinge cuts, and then it's surrounded by a lot of soupy stuff and water. But last year when I was out there doing some cutting, I found a bunch of hair in there. I had it all cleaned out for him and stuff. So I know somebody's using it at least last year. So I would assume if he's bedding there, or there's another spot that's a little further east that I did a buck bed a couple years ago, and watched a big one go in there and bed right in front of me when I was in my swamp tower. So the 2 that I've made, I know that there has been a buck in there.
I'm curious, how close in relation to the property line are those bedding areas and or beds?
The one that I was just talking about that I watched the buck, that one's probably only 65 or 70 yards to the road. Not far. And then the other one is probably 350 yards from the road, and then probably 100 yards in both directions from the property line.
Okay, so more in the core
of
the property.
Pretty much the area that I don't go into unless I take my saddle in to try to go kill.
Gotcha, man. Well, good on you. I mean, it sounds like they might have been bedding on you or nearby based on the timing and everything else. You know, you're seeing them evening coming out.
Where he came from, he came out of my middle.
Okay.
So he very well could have been. I mean, there's a lot of isolated deer beds out in that middle in the tall grass and the cattails and everything else that's out there. There's a lot of isolated beds that I saw when I was running the brush hog through there in late July. So late July, early August, whenever it was. But yeah, there's a lot of potential spots. That middle, if we get a real heavy snow though, a lot of that grass and stuff will drop down. So I think it just depends on the time of year, but for sure early season, early into October, even early November, I had a buck bedded with a doe out in the middle there, and it's pretty secluded unless the heavy snow knocks it down.
Well, and you're on year what of your plan? Like, how long have you owned it?
This will be year 5 of owning it. We didn't do any work that first year because we closed on it like late spring, and then we were trying to get the house up for sale and whatnot. So this December will be year 4 of living here. So that's when I kind of start the clock, because that's when I was done with house projects, whether it was prepping to sell or building and whatnot. So this will be I'm in like, year 4 in December.
Okay. I'd say your plan and the habitat stuff you've been doing is getting to that stage of not maturity, but fulfilling, right?
The difference with daytime pictures, like I log all my daytime pictures of bucks, no matter if they're small or if they're big, from the start of my cameras till the end of my cameras. And then I always go through the previous like 2 or 3 years to check dates and everything else. And last year, I think I only had like 153 or 154 separate occurrences of bucks in the daytime. And I think I'm up to 56 already.
Nice.
So it's funny to watch the trends from like 21 through now. Like it was 75, then it was 100, then it was 130, then it was 150. So it's like it's trending in a very positive direction.
You did the right
cool
stuff.
Thing to do. Yeah.
Wish I was that organized.
Me too, because that's a cool number to have. I'm wondering if I can go back and figure that out. Either way, I know the first year was zilcho pretty much, and then last year was good, and this year looks to be decent. But like, yeah, that's awesome. That's a cool. I wish I could do more of that.
That's awesome. When I just get a camera photo come in, if it's a buck, I just quick tag it and throw it in 25 bucks. And
okay,
good call. I like to just scroll through 9 million photos to try to find that one from. You try to think, it's like, was that October? Was that December? When was that? But Jared, tell us about your arborvitae you planted.
Oh yeah. So if you're at the Habitat Day, we let out a little secret. My buddy Jason Lewis, longtime listener of the podcast, taught me this, and we talked about it there. Out in front of that far south, like I said, be west corner, I cut all the trees down to make a bedding area, hinge cut bedding area, and open up a food plot kind of next to it, more like a pathway food plot for travel versus like a destination. And then I realized I didn't have any scrape trees or stumps or anything to hang a branch off of. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of putting the posts in the ground. I know they work. I just I don't like looking at stuff that's all not that natural while I'm out there. Kind of just I'm weird about it. I don't know. But I remember this arborvitae trick. So I went to Home Depot on Sunday, bought a 5-foot, actually it was Lowe's. Both of them have them. 5-foot arborvitae. It was $55, I think. And I planted it last Sunday, and I put it 20 yards in front of the blind. So like there's nothing around, and now there's a 5-foot arborvitae right out in front of the blind. And within like an hour, I had a deer checking it out. It's been a little bit cold so far, but I have deer on it tonight. And what that's going to work as is my social hub. All the deer come up there and eat it, nibble on it, rub their glands all over it. The bucks, if it's like any other coniferous tree, should shred it up. At least that's been Jason and Jeff's experience in the past. So, with that being the only thing around to really rub or scrape on, it's kind of just like a scrape almost, like a focal social center point that happens to be at 20 yards. So
you think they're going to it because it is the only thing out there that,
Yeah. First of all, it's the only thing out there. Second of all, it's weird. There's not one
Yeah.
within a mile of there, I'd bet, right? And they're very aromatic. And I just think, let's try it out. Let's see what
Absolutely.
happens. And if you drive by people's landscaping, you'll see that they're eating up to, the 5 foot mark all the time. And some of my buddies' pictures, I mean, that thing, it'll be dead by by spring. It might not even make it because they shred them up so bad. But that's just a little trick that you can do to get them where you want them, maybe just for a split second, or maybe they'll come check it out. You got to think all those deer rubbing their nose on it and their eyes, like it's just all scent, right? So we're gonna try it out.
Because of the shape of those did you put a scrape there just because there's no real like licking branch, or did you just let
you
it
just
be
put the tree?
Yeah.
Did you hit it with any spray, any scent or anything? Or
I
just
didn't even think to do that.
That's I was curious because I'm gonna
Yeah.
put one in, and I just wonder if I should hit it with scent, or you know what I mean?
I don't think it would hurt to hit it with a branch catalyst. I don't think that would hurt at all.
Some deer hunter synthetic stuff there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I went out there and I made 3 other scrapes that day, and put a couple Moultrie cameras out because I had some from the Exodus trade-in. So I did all that and got those out there. At least I had something done last weekend because my excavator guy couldn't meet me that day. He kind of failed and switched weekends. So I'll meet him this Sunday. So instead of like, all right, I'll hang some cameras, I'll get some stuff done. And the scrapes are getting hit too. So I think you could put some forehead gland on there, some branch catalyst or whatever you have. I don't know if you need to or not. I didn't. Now that you asked that, I thought about that, and it's like wouldn't hurt. That's for sure.
I think I'll try it and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you try yours. I didn't try mine. We'll report back on that at a later episode.
We'll do that. You do that. Matt will kill the bucks that he's got just sitting in front of his camera.
Yeah, well, Matt's gonna throw a net on one out of his blind, just a casting net at this point.
Lord knows I love to. I tell you what, I was thinking about that though, and I was wondering. I was like, okay, is it going to be like a rubbing tree, or is it going to be, But this is real redneck. But what if you took your oak branch technique?
Yep.
And what if you took a bunch of heavy duty zip ties and kind of ran that branch along the trunk, zip tied it around, so you'd have this arcing oak branch out. Not only would you have like a spot for rubs and social hub, but then you could make that scrape, and then you would have that big dangly thing for them to, stare at and be eye candy. So,
yeah, that would have taken place of the pole that people put in the ground, right? The 4x4 or the fence post.
Yep.
That
still
is
looks ultra fake, but
ultra hillbilly, Matt. Ultra hillbilly.
I'm just throwing it out there. I might have to try that.
Hey, I don't, you're in an area with, tamarack, hemlock, and that sort of stuff too. So yours probably fit right in more natural than mine or Andy's.
My young hemlocks, sure, they slam my young hemlocks. That's probably the majority of rubs that I find is on the young hemlock growth.
Yeah, well, there you go. You think that's because they, I know they like to rub anyways, but are there a lot of scrapes back there in the hemlocks too, or is it only rubs?
There are
you're lower ground. So what I'm getting at is like, can they make the scrapes in the lower ground? Is it too wet, or do they do both?
In the actual hemlock swamp where it's like pretty soupy, I don't see a lot of scrapes there, but there's a couple spots that they'll scrape under a hemlock tree where it comes up to a little 2-foot change in elevation for 10 foot in diameter. There's a big scrape. I made a mock a couple weeks ago where there's usually always one, but I just ripped it wide open. And it was the day I hung cameras, and that was the day that wide 8 showed up for the first time, and he hit it. He had his head all up in there, saw him pissing in it. So I was like, good deal. Job well done.
Yeah, I think you should plant one as well, and we'll and see if it does anything at all or not because of where you're at.
I wanted
just a thought, but you're staying out of there now, I bet, right?
Yeah, and I wanted to, like, that was on my agenda to do ever since the Habitat Day. I wanted to put it right out at one of the shooting lanes out in front of the tower I was in tonight, and just plant it right there on the edge, because the only edge that I have on that whole skidder trail right out in front is like blackberries, black raspberries. It's just a wall of berries that I cut paths through. So there's really no opportunities for them to scrape along the way right there until you get more into the hardwoods. So probably next
I think
year.
I'm gonna put mine kind of, I don't know if you've never seen it, Matt, but Jared, if you remember, like kind of where my house is, and it goes out and then it makes it L's out right there, right in that corner, like where the L meets. And then I'm gonna brush hog a lane right through that sorghum right there, and so it'll be like a 4-section hub for them to come from all directions. So just give her a go.
And do you have a stand near there, or
it'd be like about 100-yard rifle shot? It won't be. It's going to be it'll be a nighttime basically spot, because it's just behind the house there.
Yeah,
for the bucks anyway. But it'll be, once rut hits, they'll be running around out there.
Are you thinking about saddle hunting but haven't taken the plunge yet? Well, I can assure you, latitudeoutdoors.com is right where I would start if I were you. I got my brand new Method 3 2-panel saddle this year, the most comfy saddle on the market, ready to go this fall. Also, guys, I've been rocking the Method 2 for years. Method 3 came out, it couldn't get any better? Well, it did. This thing is insane. Check it out, latitudeoutdoors.com, but don't forget the Profile Saddle platform and their brand new Ranger 33 packs. I run the Ranger 22 right now, and I'm definitely looking at the Ranger 33 to add to my arsenal for this fall. Check them out, guys. Great people, a great company, Michigan-based, and they're already whacking bucks this season. LatitudeOutdoors.com. Do you have some awesome shed antlers laying around that you don't know what to do with? Maybe sitting on your desk or bookshelf? Put them on the wall with the Antler Anchor Company. My good buddy Ryan started this company. They make stainless steel shed antler mounts, European mounts, something you can be proud of putting on the wall. Think of a boat anchor with antlers coming out of the top of it, Antler Anchor. I'm a boater. I love this idea. It's one of the coolest logos I've ever seen. And your sheds and European mounts look great on the wall with them. Check them out at antleranchorco.com. Tell them the Habitat Podcast sent you. Great piece of machined stainless, ready to put on your wall to hang those trophies.
That, or I put it in the middle of a 6-acre field.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I think you should try it out.
That's what I'm going to do.
We're going to report back.
That's right. To be continued.
Yeah.
Product testing.
So how's the 70 looking? Have you gotten any photos where you can see some growth or anything?
We got an inch of rain yesterday in that big rainstorm. You guys get that rain?
I did too. Yep, we got an inch as well.
Did you? Yeah, I got a half inch down here, which I really needed, and up there I couldn't see a lot yet, but I imagine we've gotten rain at least twice since planting when you were up. So when was that? That was probably mid-August when when I planted and you were up.
Yep.
I think I imagine it's starting and it's coming out pretty good. So
nice. Well, we're getting more rain tonight. More rain tonight. So
I saw your thing there. I need to get some more cameras out. I'm gonna buzz up there one more time, get some more cameras down on the bottom. I only have one down there. Last year I had like 4. So I got one more trip I gotta make and get those other cameras out. But it should be good. You just trust the process and get the rain and it should be good. I mean, I guess I'll start with my plots. I want to hear about how your guys' plots are doing. I know Matt's got a great story for us. I planted at the Habitat Day. You guys were both there. I planted the Sunday when you guys left. I planted everything really nicely, and 2 of the 3 are looking a little bit less than the very last one. The very last one where Doug ran the downburst around the stumps and that kill plot. That's the newest plot. The next day I put like 8 bags of that new no-till nurture pelletized fertilizer we offer, the all natural, can't burn your stuff up. That one looks phenomenal. The other 2, I should have hit those 2. I didn't, and they're coming up but they're kind of more down where the moisture lies. That's looking better than versus some of the side hill stuff. But after that half-inch last night, I'd expect it to look really good in a day or two.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
they're looking good, but that one 10 times better. Like Nebraska is 6 inches tall already.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, I don't have anything like that. Mine are just starting, but I mean everything's it's super green, and
okay, good.
that third's finally getting through that thatch layer. I'll tell you what, I'm so glad I bought that flail mower and started doing it that way. It is just it's game changer is a word that's burned out, but it really is a game changer for not having to do any tilling. I'm real happy with it.
Let's talk about that. When did you plant and how did you plant? I know Doug ran up there as well because he was, lives by you. Talk about that process.
So I planted with the downburst just into my nitro boost, and then I took my flail mower and flail mowed all the downburst downburst, oh, dumbass, all the nitro boost down onto the carbon load and made a nice thatch layer, and then had my son pull the Placker Max around and pack that down, which I don't think I really need to do with the fact that if you look at that flail mower, it's got a wheel or a bar on the back that actually kind of packs behind you. So I don't know. I'm going to try it too. I'm going to try next year, like half the field one way, half the field the other, and see if I need to even pack it.
It didn't hurt.
No, it doesn't hurt at all. And he likes riding side by side, so it works out good. But so yeah, that's how I did it, and it's doing good. I just hit it with some fish fertilizer. Awesome. So we're hoping for big bucks, right? But yeah, no, it's looking really good.
How low can you run that flail mower, and how low did you run it?
I ran it like 3 inches, I think. 3 inches is 2.5 to 3 inches is what's got left.
Cool.
So I mean, you could. I would assume if you tilt it forward, you could probably dig dirt with it if you really wanted.
Yeah. And what you have that I don't have, to where I did my kind of spray and broadcast method and pack, yours looks nice and even because you cut all the vegetation down to lie on top of it. Where mine's still kind of dying and falling over and covering up the seeds still.
I after I got done with that, I mowed the it's like a half acre little thing, quarter acre, something like that, our garden plot that I did sorghum in. And I had like 8 inches of thatch on top of that. That was crazy. That blew my mind how much soil was, or thatch was in there to be able to break down and make that soil. So hopefully my nitro boost looks like that next year, or my carbon load or whatever, which one, so I can get some thatch going. Cause my blow stand's still looking pretty blow sandy.
Yeah. Well, so you have good germination though. It's coming up looking green. Yep. Awesome, man.
Yep. Just needs a little shot. Needs a little boost.
Right. Well, 2 out of the 3 of us have food plots that are looking good and on the way. I kind of want to hear what Matt's been up to.
Well, long story short, I kind of made a little whoopsie, but going into the whoopsie, I was having probably one of the better years ever. I had a stupid amount of good carbon load come up in the spring. I actually seeded my nitro boost right into it without any termination at all. And what I found is I had a little trickling effect of like germination. So I didn't have everything hit all at once. Rain continued to pound it in and all that kind of stuff. So even when I terminated the nitro boost and planted the carbon load, I still had some fresh sorghum that was popping up because I planted, I think it was like August 3rd, I think is when I planted carbon load. So I planted it. Germination was great. Timed it. I mean, the rain came that night. It was perfect. Everything was coming up beautifully. I did take a walk out there and noticed there was a little bit of a yellow tinge coming to what looked like some of my brassicas and radish. And I was like, okay, probably a nitrogen deficiency would be my guess. So I was going to go hit it with a bunch of fish. And I had about I'm not exaggerating, in my 25-gallon sprayer, I might have had a quarter gallon of residual synthetic that I had in there from doing my yard. And it was probably in there in the tank for about a month. And I was like, well, I'm going to dilute it with 25 gallons of water and a gallon of fish. So.
And it was what, a synthetic nitrogen?
It was synthetic 1255.
Got it.
So didn't think anything of it. Dumped it in, mixed it up, went out there, was spreading it with my son. Super, like, I'm like, okay, sweet. Like, this is going to look good. Like 2 days later, I go back out there to see like what happened. It looked like I just ripped it with like Gly, like off the charts. And I was like, oh no, like what happened? So I started texting Al, and he can
Well,
explain it
first
better.
you texted
I,
me. You're like, "Hey, I sprayed the fish fertilizer. My food plot died." I'm like, "What?"
yeah.
I'm like, "We made it so you cannot kill anything with it. Like, what are you talking about?"
Yeah. And basically what Al said is, because there was even a minuscule amount of that in there, he said basically that residual that sits in your tank goes through some sort of chemical reaction that accelerates that nitrogen. And
Oh,
he'll probably text you tomorrow and be like, no, that's not exactly what happened. But the way I see it is like it created this atomic bomb in there. And then mixing it with the fish, he said the humics and a couple other things just kind of made it like an accelerant, and then got leaf burn real bad. Like
wow.
even some of the like 8-10 inch sorghum that germinated after I did the cutting, and that was just residual seed that was in the thatch. Even that stuff was like frying off to the side. Like it was not pretty. On a positive note though, when I found it was going to crap, I went out and just hit it with a bunch of rye just to save face there. And I did throw in some annual clovers, and I did throw in a few more brassicas. But as I was going out there to do all that, I did have a bunch of younger brassicas that didn't germinate off the initial planting that are up now 5-6 inches, looking like they're
Oh, good.
thriving good. So I'll still have some diversity, not near as much as what I was hoping for, coming off of like a real good fall into the spring and rolling into this fall. But lesson learned: clean your tanks. Doesn't matter. Clean them out.
It's funny
Wow.
you say that after that happening to you. After I sprayed the other day, I probably ran 150 gallons through a 15-gallon sprayer just to make sure it was nice and cleaned out.
I'm telling you, learn by my mistake.
How's it looking now? Has it come back at all?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Like I said, there's some good diversity still in there from the original planting that's in there,
Okay.
and it's just going to thicken up with the rye and the clovers that I threw in there, and the little bit of brassica I did, because I wasn't sure when I went out there to seed I was going to put a little bit more in there, but I started poking around and seeing, oh, there's actually more coming through than I thought, either radish or brassicas. On a positive note, I did not do that to my plot that I've had in the swamp now for 2 years and been trying to get the soil corrected. And I did carbon load in there for the first time. And that's looking really good, all
Awesome.
things considering where it's at. So I at least have a small percentage of my like destination or kill plot ratio that didn't get burned up to the abyss. But I mean, that stuff almost worked better than Gly. It was wild. I mean, it
Literally
was like
dumping gasoline on the thing,
it was like napalm out there, bro. It was bad.
Dude, dude.
It was real depressing.
I
Oh,
yeah, I was so surprised when you texted me that. I'm like, that there's no way that the fish
Well, that
did. I dump fish on my Norways, literally glug
well,
glug glug on the plantings. You can't kill anything with it.
I
I was
I
like, oh
use
my
fish.
gosh.
I use fish probably 4 times a year, either on my
Yeah.
lawn or out there, and I've never had it. And I was like, but I would have never guessed that such a small amount of residual synthetic would have created this gigantic chemical reaction that just totally accelerated the nitrogen content and just nuked it. Al said something about it like, getting to like ammonia state or just real, real heavy
Mm,
stuff. So, um, but the proof is in the pudding.
yeah.
Burned it right up.
And for those who are wondering, the fish fertilizer we talk about, that's now been a little bit rebranded. We rebranded that as our biocharge now. So if you go on the website, you won't see fish anymore. It's biocharge. But yeah, that's a great product. It smells a little fishy, but all natural. So yeah, you caught me off guard there. A couple of things you mentioned though that just made me think. No-till food plots like you're doing, like both you guys are doing with a thatch. I've noticed over the years you don't get that exact even germination
no.
lawn look. You can have germination that can last over a long period of time, like you mentioned, Matt, because each rain will drive seeds down differently. How much thatch is in this spot versus that spot, and eventually they'll germinate. But sometimes it's more of a sparse starting off. You don't get that perfect green lawn look as much, but better for your soil, better for the plants, and deer don't care.
Right.
What you also mentioned is, we can't just rely on food plots. What happens if we get no rain or whatever else? You still have all your other undergrowth coming up, your brambles, your raspberries, your young timber from all your cutting, where that buck's still in there, even if you burned up a food plot. It's just kind of stuff that's going through my head while you're talking about it. Like, hey, he's got his bases covered here. He's covered here. He's covered here. So good on you, man. That's awesome.
I wasn't terribly concerned. I still had a decent amount of clover and chicory between the two orchards and like the one big skitter trail, the woody brow. I'll still watch them. They'll feed in the clover for 10, 15 minutes, and then they'll be out in the middle picking on pokeberry and picking on whatever else. And I'll watch them feed there for 45 minutes, so it's just a supplement, it's just, certain times, cold snaps, late season, early season draw, like they all have like a timing issue with it at all. But yeah, the woody browse is definitely my biggest saving grace right now, and I'm seeing it. There's browse all over the place, so that definitely is the base of the whole project.
That's awesome. And are you done with everything else then for the rest of September? Besides youth hunt coming up, are you out of your woods? Are you done? Scrapes are up. Everything's ready to go.
Everything is rocking. I don't anticipate that I would enter into any of my woods unless it's to retrieve a deer.
Nice.
So we're just going to let it roll. I might take a peek because my destination plot isn't too far from the road. I might take a peek just to see how it looks here in a couple weeks after I did all that seeding and the rain we got today. We're getting some more tonight. I might just take a peek to see how that looks, but seeded a bunch more rye into some other skitter trails to connect a couple food plots together. But for the most part, I'm going to keep my footprint to a minimum, except for scouting in the deer blind for the next couple nights maybe and see what we got going on. My whole season is like built up to this like next weekend moment. Like I could care less if I put an arrow through a bow, but like I've really just been focused on I want to get that buck in front of them somewhere.
Heck yeah. What about you, Jared? When's your last day going to be going into the 40?
Wish I knew that, Andy. Wish I knew that. I'm aiming for ASAP. It's the 4th right now. I'm aiming for the 15th. Be done. That's 2 weeks later than I want to be. But in all reality, the stuff that I'm talking about getting done needs to get done. I don't want to skip this culvert project and be sitting on a flooded spring, summer woods again. Matt came out and we went through it, and you saw it all when you were out. It's like this stuff's important. So the way the property's setting up, that it's pretty flat, as you guys saw, and there's that ridge that runs east-west kind of across the back. It's not high. It's maybe 5 foot in elevation. But if I don't crest that ridge, I still have the camera showing me that deer don't care what I'm doing up front, including mature bucks. So I feel okay about it. I have other spots I can hunt too, but I'm going to go into the focus with, I need to get some of this big, punch list items done and out of the way so I can feel like I kicked butt this summer and this fall, which I did. A lot of stuff got done for the Habitat Day and everything else, but I still have some sticks to hang. I have a blind to move, put the culverts in. I'm probably going to call it. Cameras are up, scrapes are in. Those other 2 blinds are ready. I might overseed some oats in that big middle destination plot that the guy was working on with the skidder when you guys were there, but I might not go back there. So I don't know. Are you going to hit your plots at all, Andy, with anything else? Or are you going to let him ride?
Yeah, I'm probably going to hit him with some oats or some rye. But I'm in a different situation. Mine's behind the house. Like I can hit them anytime. Like there's always activity. So I don't feel like there I can go till damn near when into season if I want. I'm gonna make one more trip back into the swamp. I gotta pull a camera. I gotta freshen up a couple scrapes down in there and probably put up a set of sticks and a platform so I'm ready to go for rut. But other than that, yeah, that's gonna be the last in there. But yeah, it really depends, I guess. I want to see what they look like. I mean, I think another week, 10 days, I'll know what I need to add some stuff to.
Yeah, you know where you're at, right?
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be at Matt's. I'm gonna be hunting at Matt's anyway. So
Dibs.
Dibs. That's right.
Sorry, Aiden. You have to skip the youth hunt because Andy and Jared are coming over.
Yeah.
break his heart tomorrow. Tell him sorry. I put it out to the highest bidder. Sorry, buddy. Your allowance money isn't going to cut it.
He's going to be like, Dad, I need a raise.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh. Well, yeah. Can't believe we're so close, man. I can't believe summer's over and youth season is a week away. Early doe is 2 weeks away. You guys doing anything for early doe?
No, I might sit out with my bow. Depends. I've been not shooting any does here because I've been trying to take a little. I think I listened to, I think it was Tony the Pratt that said it, that on smaller parcels, trying to hold more does as compared to try to keep your, the ideal ratio 1-to-1, 1-to-2 that everybody strives for. But the hot doe goes off your place and you're buckless for a little while. So I've been not shooting any does purposefully, and slowly they've been making a pretty good population establishment. So I might shoot one, I might not. I'll probably just bum around on state land if I don't got anything hot. But
that's my plan. I'm gonna shoot a couple does because I have way too many. And
yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna punt state land until something shows up because right now I have absolutely nothing.
I was wondering because you've been sending us spike pictures, so
yeah, dude, I got nothing. I got nothing, dude. I had some nice bucks a month and a half ago, and nothing since then. I don't know where they went, but that's pretty par for the course for here. And then I'll shoot the neighbor's buck in November. So I'm trying to get him to live here. We're getting there, but it's not working yet.
Hey.
We're close, though. We're close.
And you are getting there, man.
Yep.
For sure. Your place has transformed quite a bit since the first time I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal with your logging project? We need
we
need an Andy Deer Camp podcast logging update, dude.
Oh, well, logger number 4 is on track for this winter. So I won't know if I get screwed till January. But okay. This one's he's a tree guy that does logging in the winter. Doesn't have uses the snack block to pull him up the hill, and they do it all by hand. So he's we went through it, and he's kind of gonna, if it all works out, he's gonna kind of use it as like a timber stand for him, do parts of it each year so that he can have some income coming in and it can do what I want it to do.
Okay.
So kind of a little partnership. Hopefully it works out. I just want the trees cut. If not, me and Matt are going in there hog wild.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. And that way, if he cuts a little bit, each year or a section each year, you'll have different levels of succession.
Yes.
Over time, which is more diversity. So I don't hate that. But yeah, you got to get that back part cut for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you anything new.
No, I know. Loggers. What are you going to do, right? Is that a lime there? Is that a lime? Matt?
No, you just caught the farmer's can.
Oh, I thought it was a lime.
No, my lime.
Hey, where'd you get that apple? Yeah, I got your guys' lime in my garage.
Good, stay there too.
Yeah, I'm running low on it. So I got this bushlight apple from Andy's beautiful wife, who we were at the Habitat Day, and you said, "Hey, that apple's hard to get." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's been gone. What do you mean?" He's like, "I don't drink bushlight. I don't know." I'm like, "Okay, well." He's like, "I know where there's 5 cases." I'm like, "What?" Andy calls his wife Tanner right there. Says, "Honey, what are you doing?" Sure enough.
She runs to the store and picks them all up. She brought that. What she do? She brought a 12-pack and a 30-pack up, set them on the counter, and the guy said something to her. She goes, "No, I want them all. I want them all." And then I called you guys when I was in. Where the hell was I? I was way down in the Garden Peninsula in Fayette. Like, I mean, nothing, dude. Nothing down there at all. One little gas station that was it's a gas station slash grocery store with, barely anything. And sitting there is 11 or 12 30 racks of lime. So I texted you guys or called you guys or whatever. I'm like, how many you guys want? There's 11 of them here. And we brought 6 of them home.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling pretty dumb. We didn't buy all 11, Matt, at this point.
I guess I didn't realize there was 11. Yeah, we should have just done it. Screw it.
Yeah. No. I don't know where I'm going to put them. I don't know where I'm not going back up there. You can go.
they probably are still there.
Wouldn't shock me because I was surprised to see all that sitting there.
Well, we appreciate the Hutchie family for their dedication to the flavored Busch Light.
to your guys' drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. You got a question?
Yeah, last minute things for you guys. What are your last minute have to happen this year?
Well, Matt, are you done, or you got to shoot your bow still?
I've been shooting. I started shooting. Usually, I don't get too geeked out about shooting until about the middle of August if I'm not going out west. So, I've been shooting 2-3 nights a week. After Labor Day, I start shooting as close to 7 nights a week as I can. Shooting good. Like I'm shooting out to 40 right now, feeling pretty good about it and stuff. I'll probably bump it out to 50 or 60 just so that 20 yards seems like chip shot. And but no, everything is going good with the bow, and I don't really have a lot of have to happens right now, which I don't know if that makes me feel good or bad because I usually have a lot more of that, but I think it's because I probably will feel like that after next weekend, especially if it doesn't go successful, because then I'm going to have to get him out in front of the crossbow and let him work on that so that he has more season to work with. But I feel confident that something's going to come in front of him. He keeps thinking he's going to hold out for one of the big ones, but I'm like, dude, if one of that 6-pointer's here every single day, if that guy walks out, you freaking throw lead at that guy for your first year at 7 years old. I don't give a crap. Lay him out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no,
I'd agree with that. I think he should shoot the smaller one.
I told him if he shoots one of the big ones, there's four mature deer that I've seen on camera that have been like semi-regular, and a couple that have been more so. I told him he gets one. If he shoots it this year, great. If he shoots it 2 years from now, great. But I said I don't want him to get into a habit of like this is the way it is every year, because in theory the habitat's just going to get better every year, and opportunities like that would probably be more consistent moving forward. And I said I don't want you to get to the point when you have to hunt on your own, when you're starting to bow hunt, rifle hunt, whatever it is, and then come to the reality that hunting is tough and hunting is difficult, even when you put in a ton of work. And I said, I don't want you to get bummed out if it doesn't happen for the first couple of years when you're doing it, once the legal start of season. So I told him I give him one big one whenever that does come, great. And then if he wants to still do the youth hunt, then we'll talk about doing does and, more management stuff. But I want him to have, I don't want him to lose a drive just because he's killed, 3 or 4, 3.5-year-old or older. And then come his first time sitting up in a stand and doing it when he's 16, he's like, Dad, this is dumb.
Mm-hmm. Well, I actually know 2 kids that killed a couple giants during, good bucks during the youth hunt, got in old enough where they couldn't youth hunt anymore, hunted one season and quit. This isn't fun. So I put a bounty on a doe for Shane if he wants to hunt. I said, I'll put a bounty on it for you. So.
No, good for you.
Well, I don't. It's not that I don't want him to. I just don't want to see him get burned out on it. Make it be his false sense of reality. That's the only thing I hate about the youth hunt is the false sense of reality. It's not real hunting. because they're so patternable at that point.
Agreed.
But also, I'm not going to tell you what to shoot either.
Exactly.
So what's the bounty?
He thinks he wants a PC, and I said, I'm not buying you a PC, but I'll do something for you.
What's that, computer?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think you guys both have your minds in the right spot. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I hunted for like 2 or 3 years before I shot a spike. So on state land that already had a bullet hole in it. So like that's how I started, and look how nuts I am. I don't know if that's good or bad or ugly, but yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that easy street. And there's nothing in life that's good comes easy, right? So
correct.
It's the whole mentality, like the school hard knocks. Like my first was like a basket rack 6 that I think was probably like right here. I was, 14, jacked up about it, all that stuff. But I didn't have the youth hunt back then. And I think it's great getting kids out and involved. If you can youth hunt from however old you are, when you can, put a gun in a tripod and you can, practice gun safety and all that stuff. It just builds up a false sense of reality of what the rest of your life is going to look like. So I don't want to build that up for them, but I most certainly, if one of those big ones walks out, I'm going to be like, take that mother effer. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to call it until you're sitting there, right? Like you don't want to let your kid have a nice mature buck that you've worked hard to build this property for just walk by. So I can see both sides of it, honestly.
I was actually really happy when they made it the does only, and I was really hoping they were going to keep that, and then they took it away because I was like, yeah, that's all you can shoot to doe.
Did they keep that for this year and it's going back next year?
No,
or they got rid of it right away?
It never even made it. Yeah, it never even made it all the way. Yeah, they tore it out right away.
I just look at it as it's like, if a mature buck comes off my property, that was a goal. If it comes off in the youth season right now, then so be it. Then I have my stipulations to make it move forward. But it's just, I just want him to have fun. Want him to make a good shot.
Yeah,
he's pretty deadly. So, as long as something's in front of him, we should be good.
No, that was like last year at the Northern 70. Like Evan shot the first buck on the 70, beautiful 8-point. My buddy Jared shot the first doe off the 70 the year before. I still haven't killed a deer up there. Like it doesn't bother me. Like the stuff's working. So maybe I'm not the guy in the right spot that night or whatever. That's fine. To your point, man. That's hunting, and the property is doing what we want it to do. The goals are being hit. Maybe not exactly how you want them to, but they're getting hit. So that's awesome.
Agreed.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm excited, man. I'm ready to hunt.
Oh, tell me about it.
Me too. Well, boys, get out there, shoot your bow some more. I'm ramping up my shooting like crazy. Andy, we got West Virginia here in like a month from today.
Shit.
Down at our Patreon hunt. So for those who haven't joined Patreon yet, man, missing out on a beautiful spot in West Virginia.
That's right.
So too bad Matt can't come. Yeah.
We'll get him next year.
Camping and I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that stuff, hunting, we'll be doing this for many years to come. Those kids are only young for so long. Mine half don't want to hang out with me anymore. But we'll have a good night, boys. It's good catching up.
Yeah, guys, too. Appreciate it very much. Matt, good luck. Aiden, good luck next weekend. I'm sure we'll obviously talk before then. But yeah, guys, if you're not out there yet, still a chance to get your mock scrapes out, get your food plots out, or your touch-ups, some fertilization or some rye or some oats. And go shoot your bow.
Thank you for tuning in to the Habitat Podcast. We really do appreciate you guys coming back every week to get this awesome Habitat content. And we would appreciate it if you went to iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to this podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. That helps us continue to grow and trend in the right direction, attract new listeners, and help us provide better content in the future. Guys, we have a website full of resources. We have a blog on the website. We have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all linked up at habitatpodcast.com. Our land plan services, merchandise, decals, hats, t-shirts, and I give away a free 5-inch decal to anyone who leaves us a review on Apple iTunes. Really appreciate it. I want to thank our partners, Downburst Cedars, Vitalize Seed Company, Morse Nursery, Packer Max Cultipackers, Stealth Outdoors, First Light Latitude Outdoors, United Country Midwest Lifestyle Properties. Thanks again, guys. We'll be back next week with another great episode of the Habitat Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.